this is Shira, and today we are continuing our series of the planets through the individual star signs. And today we will look at Mercury through the individual sun signs. So, Mercury rules communication. Mercury rules the way of which we express ourselves in both the verbal and written word. Now, the sign of which Mercury resides in your horoscope and its planetary ruler will color the way you speak or communicate. For example, if you have Mercury in the sign of Capricorn, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So the sign of which Saturn is in and the house Saturn is in your birth chart will also color your mode of expression. And Mercury rules the way we express ourselves in all areas of our life. Now, moving forward, we're going to look at Mercury through the sign of Aries. So, Mercury in Aries, and Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, will make a difference and again color your expression wherever you have Mars in your birth chart by sign and house. However, Mercury through the sign of Aries is one who is rather impulsive with regards to their communication abilities. A Mercury in Aries individual is very outgoing or assertive with expressing their opinions. And on occasion, a Mercury in Aries individual loves to debate or argue. They feel what they have to say is rather important. And to some degree, a Mercury in Aries person likes to communicate. They are right. Their sense of wanting to debate comes from the need to express their opinions in a very rash, aggressive, and assertive manner so that they can be the best at whatever they're expressing in their beliefs. But hey, you know, from a Mercury and Aries person, you'll get right to the point. No holds bar with this Mercury. Now, the next Mercury we'll look at is Mercury through the sign of Taurus. And because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, where you have Venus in your horoscope by sign and house will also express your Mercury and your communication and your thinking. Now, Mercury in Taurus, however, is a very sensible, down-to-earth placement for Mercury. If you have Mercury in Taurus, you are very grounded. You're not one, unlike its predecessor, to be rather rash or aggressive in your speech and communication. What you say and how you express yourself is very sensible and grounded with practicality. a Mercury in Taurus individual means business. What they say goes. And this person can be rather stubborn when it comes to getting their needs met. But hey, a Mercury and Taurus person is also very trustworthy because they are so grounded and honest and rather conservative. The next Mercury we will look at is the Mercury through the sign of Gemini. And Mercury rules Gemini. So a Mercury in Gemini individual is very well read and very well researched. Some would say because of a Mercury in Gemini's expressive communicative skills that a Mercury in Gemini individual can come across as rather superficial. They love to talk about all kinds of intellectual knowledge and are also generally well informed. But sometimes a Mercury in Gemini individual can come across as a little bit more well informed than they are. Now, wherever you have Mercury in your horoscope, by house, in this case, will also color your mode of expression, thought, and communication. However, again, Mercury with Gemini is at its best in all communication skills. Now, the next Mercury we will move on to is Mercury through the sign of Cancer. And if you have Mercury in Cancer, you are ruled or co-ruled by the moon, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So where you have the moon in your birth chart by sign and house will color all communications. But for the most part, a Mercury in Cancer individual is very retiring and very thoughtful. They are ruled by water, so therefore their thoughts are one of consideration, kindness, and they somewhat look at life through the lens of emotional topics. They are, like many of Mercury through water signs, rather kind, thoughtful, and gentle. A Mercury in Cancer individual will express themselves in a way that first is very heartfelt. You will get the sense when you speak to or connect with someone who has Mercury in Cancer is they care very much for people and care about how they come across and express themselves in a very warm and thoughtful manner. The next Mercury we will look at is Mercury through the sign of Leo. And again, in this case, the sun rules the sign of Leo. So where your sun sign is in your horoscope and its placement will be very important, coloring your mode of expression. However, Mercury through the sign of Leo is very proud and confident. These individuals are very good with assimilating knowledge and very good at teaching and expressing their opinions to others. Many Mercury in Leo individual are very self-assured. And when they speak, you can't miss them. They have strong speaking voices, and somehow because of their knowledge and their expression, somehow a Mercury in Leo commands attention. What they say is rather attractive, just like the sign of Leo. The next Mercury we have is through the sign of Virgo, and Mercury is most elevated in the sign of Virgo. Therefore, many Mercury in Virgo individuals are extremely intelligent, and that includes with their mode of expression. A Mercury in Virgo individual always makes sure that what they say or how they say it is intelligent or well-informed. And generally you can guarantee that a Mercury in Virgo individual is well-informed, and they are natural researchers. Mercury individuals with Virgo are one to also be, like all Mercury in Earth sign individuals, very sensible and like to take the practical, intelligent approach. You can guarantee that generally what a Mercury in Virgo says to you is based on facts. Now, the next Mercury we look at is through the sign of Libra. And Mercury in Libra is now through an air sign. And as Mercury through all air signs, Mercury is very intellectual through the sign of Libra. And Libra, of all the Mercury signs, likes to balance the pros and the cons of each and everything and all information. They don't make quick decisions, and Mercury in Libra individuals also have rather beautiful or very soft speaking voices. Many Mercury in Libra individuals have a natural knack or talent for creativity and the arts. A Mercury individual with Libra, somewhat like their Mercury in Cancer in fellow Mercuries, are rather thoughtful and considerate, very well balanced, and very researched as well. They don't make quick decisions, as Mercury in Libra likes to look at all sides of the coin. The next Mercury we have is Mercury through the sign of Scorpio. Now, Mercury through the sign of Scorpio is one who is rather intense and direct in their speech. Some would say a Mercury in Scorpio individual can be rather sarcastic, and wherever you have Pluto or Mars through the sign and the house, individual birth chart will make a difference in just how you express yourself. But Mercury in Scorpio is a natural investigator. They don't always believe what you tell them. They are also ruled by a water sign, Scorpio. So sometimes a Mercury in Scorpio individual can be more emotional than detached. But they get straight to the point, somewhat like their fellow Mercury and Aries, and somewhat blunt, almost too blunt. But a Mercury and Scorpio person always believes in the truth. The next Mercury we have is through the sign of Sagittarius. Now, Mercury through the sign of Sagittarius is very honest and forthright. A Mercury in Sagittarius individual does not hold back their opinions, somewhat like their fellow Mercury in Aries. But with Mercury in Sagittarius, they are rather high-minded, and they sometimes speak rather impulsive. Some would say a Mercury in Sagittarius has a tendency to put their foot in their mouth because to them, speaking truth and honesty is the utmost. Also, many a Mercury in Sagittarius individuals are natural philosophers and teachers. They are very good at assimilating and speaking knowledge. The next Mercury we will look at is through the sign of Capricorn. And in this case, wherever you have Saturn in your horoscope, by sign and house will color your Mercury. Now, Mercury through the sign of Capricorn is very conservative. These are very thoughtful individuals, like their fellow Earth Mercuries of Taurus and Virgo. A Mercury in Capricorn individual is extremely practical, and they like to express themselves as such. They also like to express themselves as one, like all Earth Mercuries, that doesn't make quick decisions. In fact, some would say a Mercury through the sign of Capricorn can come across as a little bit negative, somewhat dour. It's not that a Mercury in Capricorn individual is negative, as it is that they like to take the practical and the sensible because they think that that is most meaningful. But a Mercury in Capricorn individual is very grounded in facts, just the facts. The next Mercury we will look at is through the sign of Aquarius, and where you have Uranus, Aquarius rulers, in your horoscope by sign and by house placement will color your speech. So, Mercury through the sign of Aquarius. What an original Mercury. This individual will love to express their originality and scientific and detached thinking because they are ruled by Uranus and they are an air sign. A Mercury in Aquarius individual is extremely intelligent and they have a lot of thinking and express themselves through the scientific or the technological. They like to let you know that their style and expression is rather unique. Some would say a Mercury in the sign of Aquarius is a bit of a genius, and some are. They have a very individualistic and independent style of thinking and expression. Because they are so different, Aquarius, Uranus, many people will take notice of Mercury in Aquarius, very different and unique style. The final Mercury we will look at is through the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So wherever you have Neptune by sign and house in your birth chart will color your mode of expression. And Mercury through the sign of Pisces is now again through a water sign. So therefore, those who have Mercury in the sign of Pisces are rather sensitive or look at the facts, and their mode of expression can be rather emotional. Because they are ruled, or Mercury in this case is ruled by the sign of Neptune, they have a natural sense of sensitivity. They are compassionate and thoughtful with their expression. Because it is ruled Mercury through Neptune, these individuals are naturally intuitive and psychic. You will notice a Mercury in Pisces individual will think through the eyes of feeling and sensitivity with all their expression, whether it's the written word or the verbal word. They are, of all Mercuries, very considerate and have very impressionable and artistic talent that is in its very soft manner, extremely impressionable and magnetic. A very thoughtful mind indeed is Mercury through the sign of Pisces. Now, we conclude Mercury through the individual signs, and the next planet through the signs we will look at is Venus. If you'd like to get in touch with me, my contact information is down below. I give one-on-one readings and written reports. Please subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification. Until next time, many, many blessings.